What is good, guys? We are back inside of another abandoned house. This house, like many others that we've been inside of, is packed with the former owner's belongings. It is actually a wreck. It looks like people have been through here. Some of the rooms are in still pretty good condition. Others, you know, they're worse for wear at this point. We're right here in the woods on a golf course with a toppled barn behind us also. It's a really cool piece of property. It's probably worth a little bit of money, I'm assuming. It is in a really good area right here. But yeah, we're gonna explore this, see what they left behind, and all that good stuff. I'm with Out Dane right now. Link in the description below. Check him out. Good dude. Been hanging out with him all morning.
What's up, fellas?
Guy goes to dope ass places, the dope places. So check out his channel, guys. All this person's knickknacks have just been left behind in this cabinet. All kinds of little pieces. Little, I don't know what this is. It's like a sugar holder, tea set. This table is just covered with this person's belongings that were just rifled through, it looks like. Looks like everything inside this room was just absolutely just rifled through. Anything of value looks like it was found and taken from here. It's pretty crazy. I know I asked the question so much, but how can a family, how can a person leave their belongings behind, and how can that person's family or family's family leave their belongings behind? Wouldn't somebody come and collect this person's stuff that they worked all their lives for? And it really makes you start to question and start to wonder as to how much family this person actually had, or who this person was inside of their life. You know, it's a question that I ask almost every single time I come into a place like this. How can somebody leave their belongings, their memories, all their things they acquired in their life behind like that? Something I always come to the conclusion that something in some way bad had to have happened, because that's the only way that I would be leaving my things behind like this. A bucket of toy train cars. I've heard somewhere that these things are worth some money. I guess old Lionel ones, I think. Yeah, look at the little conductor guy there. Engineer, whatever. You don't see a lot of those. You definitely don't see a lot of those. Mickey. The last date that we found here is May 2016. All this damage and decay was caused in a little over 2 years at this point. It's pretty insane. This also kind of makes you wonder whether or not this house was in disrepair. Obviously it had to have been in some sort of disrepair before the homeowner left, but I mean, it couldn't have been like this, because this is absolutely unlivable, and it doesn't look like there's really a leaky roof or anything like that. I'm not seeing anything really rotten or wet or anything like that. It just looks like it's just being knocked down slowly, and it doesn't really look like it's been vandalized at that point. It just looks like it's been rummaged through and not maintained for the past 2.5 years, and this is what 2.5 years of unmaintained household looks like. This is it. It's all crumbling, peeling, and just rotting away at this point. So you can tell from the pictures that we found here that one of the family members was probably in the service, because they have a picture right there in uniform, that there were possibly 2 girls that had lived inside this house, maybe even 3 girls, because there's a brand new baby in this woman's arms right here, or maybe that might even be the oldest daughter. So it might be 4 girls that lived inside of this house, and they were animal lovers. They have a picture of a black cat, which might have been bad luck for this house. But I'm not superstitious about black cats or anything like that. But also they have a pretty cute looking dog here. So they were definite animal lovers, and they had a family here. They had some children here apparently. So, and I could see that there's toys around here as well. So I knew there was kids here. But this might be the mother and her 4 daughters. That spray paint right there on the toilet and just above it is the first indication of real vandalism happening inside of this house. So there was somebody in here messing it up. But I do think that a lot of this, even that, more spray paint as I look around, especially in this room. But I do think a lot of this is just mismaintenance and decay. I love these kinds of tubs. These standalone tubs, not in the wall. You fit things around it. I like the ones with the claw feet on, as you know. But this is it's kind of cool also. I like that. I like the base on it the way it is. These are all old school cowboy toys, and well, that looks like a guy with a sack of flour over him, and that's a fireman. It reminds me of the old school cowboy toys. Well, that guy's got a horse or something in his arms right there. But yeah, these are all like old school little plastic toys. This guy looks like a spaceman, a radio in his hand. Yeah, I had some of these when I was a kid. I haven't seen these kinds of toys in a while. A lizard. Somebody was smoking weed in here. Maybe that was from the person that spray painted this place. So this guy was into Jeep Wranglers, it looks like. Old Jeep Wrangler poster that he had here on the floor. Cowgirl. What is this? It's just a Jeep Wrangler poster. So they were either into, or maybe had and were into, Jeep Wranglers. Just like myself. There's just tons of mail and paperwork just piled. Bills, all kinds of stuff. Very, very typical of an abandoned house to find piles of paperwork, and especially bills. Usually you will find the bills, and that is indicative of there being some kind of financial problem going on here when you're finding unpaid bills and past due things and everything else. So yeah. There is a ton of vintage porn inside of this house. It's actually all over this bed and more inside of that drawer over there. But I just can't show this kind of stuff, so I'm already gonna have to blur out some of the things that I filmed, I think. But there's just porn all over this bed right here. So this guy was definitely into porno. That's that pile of paperwork and bills that we saw on the other side of this. These are like adjoining rooms, kind of like there's a closet in the middle there, but they kind of just breeze right through there. But that's another side of the pile of papers. I mean, there's clothes and other things underneath there, but it just seems like they just threw all the paperwork inside of this closet. Maybe they were stacking it up that high. Maybe they were seeing how high the pile can get and whether or not it would explode and burst the doors open. And that's probably what happened. Oh wow. More piles of stuff. Mainly it looks like decorations. Really hard to walk around inside of here. You got the Santa Claus decorations. You got that witch decoration right there for Halloween. Just the box. With piles of stuff. Just more piles. You can see that mice got to all this stuff. There's the witch right there. Just lurking, hiding out in the back, haunting this place. This entire attic is mainly filled with decorations. Looks like some box springs and mattress over there. But mainly this family's decorations for the holidays were stored up here. Like a typical family. And they had what appears to be a fake Christmas tree over there. Alright guys, going down into the basement. Only because on our way in, we came in through the basement. And it seemed to be that there was a lot of stuff down here as well. I just wanted to check it out and give you guys a little look. It is very dusty and definitely does smell of abandonment. But somebody used to work out here. This is a pretty creepy basement though. Pretty creepy unfinished basement. All this man's tools, cleaning supplies, and an old rickety washing machine. No dryer. No dryer. And maybe they hung it up on a clothesline or something like that. Yeah, definitely a creepy, scary basement. Whether or not this place was abandoned or not, this was a creepy place. Looks like inside of here they have more VHS, yeah. And they're storing VHS. Keeping them in Tupperware also. Keeping everything nice and fresh. You can break out the VCR. Start watching flicks. This is the barn that I was talking about before, and that you were able to see through the windows when I was peeking out of them. Bunch of old rusty bikes there. This is the barn, look at it. It's all sideways. I don't want to go inside of there. There's no real reason to go inside of there, and you could see that this thing, one good gust of wind, it's kind of windy today. You could probably hear it in my microphone here. One good gust of wind, this thing can go right over. It's going to happen any day now. This is as far as I'm going to go into the shed, or barn, whatever you want to call it. But there's a speed bag right inside of there and an old couch. That's a really old couch. Old flower couch with the wood rails all around it. Alright guys, this is a pretty cool house. Lots of stuff left behind. We gathered up some information about the family, saw some pornos, and yeah, did a house explore. Like I said, there was a lot left behind here, but there's a lot of uncared pieces of this house. It's kind of falling apart, and it kind of makes me wonder why the family had left in the first place and what kind of condition this place was in when they did leave, because it couldn't have been falling apart all that much over the last 2.5 years. So the fact of the matter was, it was probably going through some things before. This barn was definitely almost toppling over as much as it was right now back then as well, I would assume, because this place, it's really kind of gone. And like I said before, it was 2.5 years, so all that damage doesn't happen in 2.5 years. But like I said, it was a really cool explore. We got to see some stuff, kind of got to know the family, saw some of their things, saw some of their porn, as I said, and yeah, we had a good explore. Go check this guy out, Out Dane. Link in the description below, and I'll see you at the next spot, guys. Peace.